Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I'm working on this project here for the Frosted Snow server, her Discord server. When you sign up and become a patron, you can become a member on her Discord server. And I've been a member on there for, I don't know, a few years now. So anyways, I think I had plugged her channel in one of my other videos, the last video I did. But all in all, we do group project builds, and every once in a while we do 2 or 3 of them a year. And this one here is all about shading. So that is the skill that we're building a model to show off. So I figured what I would do is, well, I'm in the middle of this. As you see, I've gotten a lot of these parts already painted. I painted them all with black. Actually, I used the, sorry, not the camera, the Evo Surfacer Black GS03. And I'm gonna just go ahead and do a little bit of shading on them for this video. I gotta get these parts done for this build because I'm very short on time these days. So as you see, I have some pieces already finished. There we go. And this is what shading looks like, or is. And basically, you're going to use a dark color for your parts, and then a light color, like whatever the main body color would be. If it would be like a light blue, you would use a light blue instead of the white. Or if you could even shade color behind instead of black. So you could use like I don't know, a pink surfacer back here and do the white on it and use the pink as a shading even. It's a really neat technique. I'm not a huge fan of it, honestly. You guys have seen my stuff. Everything I make, usually, or build, is something that I want to look like it came off of the Lamborghini showroom floor. I like a gloss. I'm not really a big matte paint person, and you know, I like things to look brand new. I'm not into chipping and weathering and all that. And it's not that I can't do those things, because I have done those things in the past, but just I don't care to do those things. So anyways, the spray booth is going to get a little loud because it has the 6-inch fan in it, and I already have the water curtain going in the back there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the paint that I'm about to use for the white. I showed you the black, and then I'll load my airbrush up, and we'll go ahead and we'll start painting some of these parts here. And I'll kind of try and have the camera zoomed in a little bit closer on my hands inside the booth, so you guys might be able to see what's going on. And I hope this video works out. Sorry, I was shaking up my white paint. A second here. So for the white, I am using this right here. It is Gaia Note Ultimate White 031. And this bottle's, I got about that much left in this bottle here. But I did get 2 more bottles just in case, so we're good on that. So, all right, let me get this stuff set up, and I'll see if I can get a zoom in on it, and so you guys can see what's going on. And I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna start doing this here. The airbrush that I'm using is the Mr. Color, or Mr. Hobby, or Mr. Airbrush, whatever you want to call it. It is the PS289. It's a 3mm nozzle, and it's my main airbrush. I love this thing. It's great value for the price. And we are going to first set up how I set everything up. So I'm gonna set my airbrush here. I like to have my thinner ready. And yes, I know, I use the same thinner to clean everything and all that. So I have some thinner here. I got a little syringe that I got from the pharmacy for free. They'll give them out if you ask for them, if you want to do what I'm doing. And what I do is I just use these little medicine cups and I suck my thinner up into, oh shoot, and I pulled up too much. So let's see, let's try that again. Okay. Doing this with the camera in your way is kind of a pain. So I'm just going to suck all this up out of here as much as I can get. Alright, and now I have a syringe full of thinner. There's a little bit left in the cup. What I'm going to do is, even though I clean my airbrush after every color, I usually put a little bit in the cup and I just spray it. That way it kind of gets everything kind of all good and started in there. Set this over here. Alright, looks like I got water going good, and I'm going to load my paint. And I don't know, I'm hoping you guys can see this. Alright, now that the paint's loaded, put my cap on, and try not to get paint on my clean hand. Usually I have 2 gloves on when I do this, and you can see there. Alright, let's see if I can angle this just a little bit better. Alright, let's see if you're able to see what I'm doing here. So anyways, when you're doing shading, that's a lot of paint coming out there that I have, as you can see there. Okay, so this airbrush has what's called a MAC valve, and you can turn it up or down the air pressure. You want low air pressure. See that? If you guys can see good or not, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to try and bring this in just a little bit closer here. Let's see if we can see this again. Just watch the outside. Can you see like that? Alright, so I have my piece here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do this on camera. What I like to start out kind of like this. I'm getting some. I think I bent the tip of my needle, so kind of sucks when you get something like that happening. But see, I'm getting these little specks. That's not what you want, but you won't see it in the long run. Anyways, when you're shading, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let's do this. Maybe you can see it better. See that? That's how you kind of start out. You kind of just get a little bit of paint on stuff like this. You want to be real easy-handed. So I'm going to turn the air down a little more. There we go. And I'm going to let this dry for a second or two here. It shouldn't take too long. In fact, give me 1 second here. I am going to try something else with the camera here. Let me try and get down here and see. There we go. Now, can you kind of see that? These are the head pieces, and it's definitely not white enough yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight, like right there. Another one right there, and I like to start in the middle. I'm not very happy with this so far, honestly. But right here, this piece here, this side. How that looks there. You see that? I'm gonna go up here, and this all takes a little bit more time, and I'm just going to hit the edges here. Like that, to kind of blend it all in. I'm going to come down here, keep getting this spatter. I don't really want the spatter. Try and get the edges and the corners a little bit more. And you can kind of go up underneath it here like this. You get a little bit in there. Alright, so, and you can see the splotches there, which kind of upset me, but that's because I think my needle has a bend in it, so that's... Anyways, let's see here. We'll let this dry for a couple seconds, and then we'll go back in. Yeah, it's looking like I might have to buy a new needle. It's alright. What I do is, I do kind of a far away here, mist over the whole thing, just to kind of blend it together a little bit better then. And you don't go too heavy on it because you want it to look shaded. That's not bad at all. Not too bad at all. Now, airbrush up over here. Alright, so ignore the big obvious splotches, but there's nothing I can really do about that right now, unless I want to strip this and repaint it, and I'm not going to strip and repaint it. It's not going to be seen in the long run. But, that's a shaded piece there. You have some highs and some lows, and the black is used as your shadow. So, get my airbrush. Now I'm going to go back in real light and just in a few little areas here. Make those brighter spots a little bit brighter yet even. Alright, so now can you guys see? Now we'll let this piece here dry, and I'm going to do a few other pieces. You'll see me shooting them here on the thing, but you can see that one splotch in the back's almost gone. It just you just gotta know kind of where you want to put your paint, and you want highs and lows because you want it to still look white, even though you're not really painting the whole piece white. I don't know how else to explain that. Alright, so I'm going to do the V-fin next here, and start in the middle here, because this is for the Freedom and the V-fin is white. Now my rule when I do shading, excuse, the compressor decided it was time to come on. I'll talk again here in a minute. Now the middle of the piece, when I do it, I try and lay a high spot. Do you see that high spot here? I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you see where all the white actually is. Let's do this. My lighting's not that great over here for a camera. Okay, so let's see There we go. And the tips. I go all the way out to the tips. And that there's going to actually be what pulls everything together in the long run. Yeah, I'm not too happy about it. Now I'm just going to go real light in the middle of the V-fin here. Start getting a little bit of a heavier in there. Hit those tips again. I'm just going to blend it all in here a little bit better. Some high spots. Same on the back of this V-fin. Now with the real low air pressure, you just kind of need to get used to the trigger on your airbrush. And you know, if you just press down, you have air coming out, which is what I have now there. And then you just get used to the little bit of motion you need for that and the amount of pressure you're going to put on. Alright, so I'm going to bring it all together here a little bit. And alright. You should be able to see it. It looks white, but it has some shadow to it, some shading. Let's see if I can do this. You see here? Look there. Alright, so I want to get these head parts done so I can get the head together. So that's why I'm working on these here. I'm just working section by section. And we have the side of a head here. So we're just gonna work on building that up. You can probably see where the paint is there, I hope anyways. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, well, we'll let it dry just a little bit. It's about done there. Try and show you here. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. You guys can actually see it a little better. So, as you see, like I have a, what do you want to call it? It's a brighter spot here because I laid more paint down like here, a little bit here, and then back here and down on the corners to pull all of it together. So it looks white, but it looks almost like a dirty white, if that makes sense. So, let's see here. Let's do the same thing for this piece, this other piece here. Looks like can you see how I'm laying that paint down in just certain areas? Now, each piece isn't going to be exactly the same as the other one. That's also something that gives us a really cool looking effect of the shading, because it looks like light's hitting things at different angles. Sorry, got a little off camera there. Let's see how we did here. Here's the piece I just did, and here's the piece that I did before it. And yeah, I think those turned out pretty good. So we'll let that dry and we'll see what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so now we have the crest. So let's see, I know I'm not talking, I'm sorry, I was concentrating. So anyways, alright, so here's how this piece here is turned out. Let's see. And they got a splatter on the top, and that's what made me kind of get quiet. I was kind of mad about it, but that's stuff that's going to happen when you're painting. Sometimes stuff can't be helped. So, but you see how it looks white, but it still has a black shadow. Maybe some shading. I like to call it dirty. It makes, to me, it looks like it's dirty. Alright, got a... Let's see here. There it is. Alright. Now this is the face of the Gundam here. As you can see, it's got slots in it. So, I'm going to try something here. This spattering's really getting on my nerves, but this one here is just going to be if I can cut my air down anymore, just a little bit even. Alright, so I got a lot of spattering. I'm not very happy about that, but I'll show you here in a minute. Alright, so here's the piece. Now because it's such a small piece, see I left black on the sides, a little more black on the sides and behind it, so that kind of gives it a depth, better depth on the white than just if it was just real quick paint. Now these here are just little side pieces for the side of the head. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to start off of it and I'm just going to hit it just a little bit here and there. And these are harder to shade because they're such tiny pieces, just like the mouth, but there is some highs and some lows in it, and you won't really pay attention to it. So I left the, here, I'll show you here if I can, get up here. As you can see here, maybe, there I still left some of the black showing on the lip, on the outer lip. And I left it black on the inside because that's where the little vents on the side of the face go. So once it's on, it'll blend in just fine. Sometimes smaller pieces are harder to shade. So well, this one here got a little more paint than I wanted on it, but it's going to be just fine. We're just going to let it dry like it is. And, yeah, so I'm going to do these hand pieces here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about the shaky camera. I keep bumping it with my foot. Alright, so, yeah, see, it's really getting on my nerves with that. Yeah, I know, I just wiped lacquer paint with my thumb. You should never do that. So basically when you're doing this, all you want to do is you want to create highs and lows. This airbrush also sprays a lot better with a little bit of higher air. It doesn't sputter as much. Just so you know, they do have another model. I think it's the PS270, and it has a .2 needle, which is probably what I really should be using. doing this, but I use my 0.3 for everything. You know, buying multiple airbrushes for this or for that can get expensive, and since I don't do this kind of work very often, you know, I don't see a reason to buy a whole nother airbrush with a different size needle just for this type of thing. Honestly, I probably will never do this again after this, maybe once or twice again in my career. So I didn't realize I was off the camera while I'm spraying this. I'm sorry. This is really hard to keep in focus here. And there's the back cover for a hand. Sputtering again. There we go. So basically, just making high and low spots and leaving some of the black showing through is mostly what shading is all about. It's not horribly hard. It just takes some practice, and you know, I should probably order a new needle tonight instead of fighting this one. But I'll get around to it. Hopefully, they have some in at Spray Gunner. Anyway, so that is gonna be it, I guess, for this part of this video. Maybe I'll do one of me putting it all together once it's all dry and I have it all done, or I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, but I just wanted to get a video out and I wanted to show everybody a little bit about shading. Why don't I do one more big part? Because big parts are a little easier than these small parts with my airbrush acting the way it is. I'm not sure why it is, honestly, still, but we'll go ahead and we'll do the butt flap here, okay? So what I'm going to do on this here is I'm going to do a light mist, kind of see where everything's kind of falling on this piece because it's such a big piece. The same thing on the inside. You see I have a kind of a mist around it. Okay, so then I'm going to start down here. Just want the middle to look really white. So I'm going to be mad at this airbrush. I'm definitely going to have to order a needle. Kind of upsetting me. so let's see. I want a heavier presence of white over here. So it's you can see where my airbrush is pushing the paint out like that. That's straight up, I'll be honest with you, it's probably because the very tip of the needle has a little bit of a bend in it, and I never knew that until I started doing this project. Things like that happen, not a big deal. This can actually probably be fixed with just a decal over it, and you'll never know it's even there. But this part here is all finished pretty much and shaded. What I'll do is I will do a light mist over it when it is dry, and it will tie all that together better. And yeah, let's take a look at take a look at the head again. I don't know if it might go out. There we go. You can see better here. I'm at such a weird angle, I'm sorry. You can see the shading though, and you can see that it is white, but the black shading is coming through, and that's how you want it to look. So, now, I'm in no way a professional at this, sorry. I'm just going off of 100 hours of YouTube video watching of other people doing this over the years and trial and error myself. So. Anyways, I think this project is turning out pretty nice. Really kind of upset about this piece here though, and the spattering. Try something here. That piece is... hold on a second, because my compressor is working. And this is how this piece turned out once it was all tied together. You have low spots of black, high spots of white, and a medium tone in the middle that's kind of dusted over the black to really make the shading come out and pop through. Like you can see it in here real good. Let's see. Those spots are really annoying me, I'm sorry guys. I'm kind of a perfectionist with some things, and when I paint, I don't like things to not be right. So that's the way it happens sometimes. You can't get frustrated too much and let it ruin everything. You're supposed to be having fun doing this. I love painting, so I will definitely be online tonight buying a new needle. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Hitting that subscribe button only takes a second for you guys. It means the world to me because it helps my channel grow and my videos be pushed out to more people. Anyways, I hit 300. I'd like to keep it going if we can. I really enjoy making these videos. Right now my life's a little hectic with my dad in a rehab center for his neck surgery. They're teaching him how to walk again and stand and do all that stuff, so I've been really busy every day, and I haven't had a lot of time to do anything for myself. This was one of the first days I've had anything, and I still ended up having to go and do for Dad and Mom because Mom was sick. So it's hard when you're an older person and your parents are in their 80s on top of it. So, but I want to try and get more of these videos out to you guys. This one here, I hope you guys got a little bit of a sense of what shading really is. If not, leave it in the comments. I'll try and make another one and do better next time. I'm sorry. But I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching my videos. It means the world to me, and you guys mean the world to me. So thank you very much for being part of my little YouTube channel family, and I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget, down below, hit subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you turn the bell notification on. If you don't turn the bell notification on to all, you won't get notified when my videos go back or go up, or when I do a live, which I plan on trying to do some here as soon as things calm down and my dad comes home here. So, all right, I thank you guys again, and I will see you all in the next one.